If you played this for me and told me it was Slipknot, I would not believe you. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Molly, and in this video I'm going to be listening to the album Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat from the band Slipknot. Now I am really intrigued to hear this one. This is Slipknot's debut album, and it actually features Anders Kolsefni, if I'm saying his name right, on vocals. So they made this album before Corey Taylor joined the band. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting listen for sure. It's probably going to throw me a little bit hearing a different vocalist with Slipknot's music, but I'm very excited to check this one out. So let's dive right on into my reaction to Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat. Alright, so getting Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat started is track 1, which is interestingly enough just called Slipknot. There's a lot of really grinding, metallic, metal sounds going on here. Okay, they're definitely starting to build it up a little bit here. They're almost incorporating those industrial noises as part of the percussion almost for this track. That percussion is very Slipknot sounding. It reminds me a lot of their self-titled album. Yeah, there's so much harshness to this one, kind of this grinding, really gritty, unconstructed sound. I love that percussive element. And now we've got some electric guitar coming in. I've got to say, it is different, but I like Anders' voice. It's got a little bit more of a roar to it, if that makes sense, than Corey's. I think Corey's is a little bit more raspy almost, and I think Anders' voice has almost a clearer projection to it. You can't save me, for I Well, that was track 1, just called Slipknot. Definitely a strong, industrial, such a heavy sound to that one, especially at the start with all those noises that they were using that weren't even instrumental or anything. It was just creating a really industrial sounding ambiance to that song. And I actually liked Anders' voice. It's definitely different from Corey's, but I like it. It kind of suited the heaviness of that song. I think Anders' voice almost has a deeper tone to it, if that makes sense. It kind of helps emphasize just how heavy that track was. Okay, so moving on to track 2, we have Gently. And this one I'm actually really excited to hear because from what you all have told me in the comments, this is an earlier version of the song Gently that appears on their 3rd studio album, Iowa. And I'm really intrigued to hear, yet again, another version of this song with a different vocalist. So let's check this one out. I actually really like that guitar. It's kind of melodic. Yeah, there was such a sinister tone on the version of Gently on Iowa, and this one almost has kind of a gentleness to it. There's something almost embracing about the sound of it. Okay, here we go. Now they're bringing some more heaviness, a little bit more darkness to it. That percussion, I just love Joey on the drums. It's so unique. It just makes the music so playful and very distinct with its sound. This is just so trippy to hear. It's the same song, but it's very different at the same time. Well, that was track 2, Gently. Very interesting hearing that early version of this song because I'm obviously used to the Iowa version and I absolutely love the Iowa version. I will say that Corey's vocals on that one, I just love how wounded and kind of drawn in he sounds. And there's like this aggressiveness that bubbles up under, like it's under the surface. It kind of bubbles up from time to time throughout the track. But overall, they just keep it really pulled in. Like they ramp up the tension on the Iowa version a lot. And on this version, they kind of just throw it all out in your face more so, but you can definitely pick up on like certain elements they decided to keep in and other things that they kind of changed for the Iowa version. All right, so moving on to track 3, we have Do Nothing / Bitchslap. It just got really jazzy there for a second. Now that just reminds me like something the Dillinger Escape Plan would do. Like just a total change up on the overall mood and tempo and even genre of this song. Come on, y'all. Is this Anders singing? His voice sounds really different when he's not utilizing that growly tone.
Man, you're like a school in the summer. No class.
Again, that percussive element is so unique. I don't even know what they're using to make that sound. And now the vocals are just going a little crazy. They're definitely using some distortion here. Well, that was track 3, Do Nothing, Bitchslap. That one was really fun, and I actually enjoyed the jazzy parts quite a bit. Definitely a strong, like, kind of Mike Patton, Mr. Bungle-esque quality to that one. Just such a playfulness, and even the vocals were very different. Like I said, I don't know if it was Anders singing those more melodic jazzy parts or if they had a different vocalist for that section. If it's Anders, he definitely has a very well-rounded voice. Like he can do a lot with it. Now, I'm very curious to move on to track 4. This one is called Only One, and a different version of this exists on their self-titled album. So again, I'm assuming we're going to get kind of like an earlier, maybe slightly demo version of Only One. So yeah, let's check this one out.
Getting on my back, trying to relax, think about the facts and the cracks running through the back. Keep putting your mouth, but don't call me brother. I'm trying to find someone on my side, cause banging heads.
Again, there's kind of a jazziness to this one, like a very playful sound to it. That actually really sounded like Corey there for a second.
Guys, only one of us walks away. So, only one of us.
What was that?
Only one of us walks away.
Well, that was track 4, Only One. I actually really enjoyed that version. I don't know if I necessarily liked it more than the one on their self-titled, but it was almost a little bit jazzier sounding. I think the one with Corey on their self-titled had more of like a kind of hip-hop nu metal-esque style to it, and I would say the Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat version almost has like a more jazzy quality to it. All right, up next is track 5, which is Tattered and Torn, and this is yet another one that a different version of it appears on their self-titled album later on. So let's check this one out. Immediately, it's very recognizable as the same song. I've got to say, it's missing so much without Craig and Sid, though. They bring so much to Slipknot's sound, and neither of them were involved on Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat.
So my soul is warm. That's when I was born.
Yeah, there is a really just demented sound to this one. And again, very industrial, very clangy. Now there's like an ambient sound to it almost in the background. Well, that was track 5, Tattered and Torn. I've got to say, yet again, I really liked that version of it. A little bit different, obviously. There's less like electronic and like a DJ and sampling going on. It's more just instrumentation based and just so heavy and intense with its sound. A very like brutal song just coming right at you with the energy. But I'm going to move right along to track 6, which is called Confessions. If you played this for me and told me it was Slipknot, I would not believe you.
I know you're not following me. But stop is just the beginning of the protectorate that keeps guys spinning, it never ends. All of the power of the water runs through me, yet the reason why is an answer that eludes me.
Yeah, there's a really loose, relaxed feeling to this song. A strong kind of hip-hop essence to it.
I send this letter to your father with love.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by this sound for Slipknot. It's so different. From their self-titled on, they've just never implemented this really loose, relaxed, tropical, like, kind of reggae style.
Painful to break this confession. You know I know. I send this letter to your father with love.
Well, that was track 6 called Confessions. That one was really fun. Again, super groovy and jazzy and very relaxed. You compare that song to the opening track Slipknot, which was so grindy and gritty and heavy and industrial, and it's weird that they're on the same album. This project is kind of all over the place a little bit in that sense. They're just fusing a bunch of different styles. It almost has more of like a demo quality to it. It's almost like the band kind of experimenting and trying to find a sound that works for them. All right, moving on to track 7, we have Some Feel. Okay, this one's certainly back with the heaviness.
Some feel like don't exist. Never believing what they see.
His voice sounds really echoey and open on this track.
Doing the best. Misguided philosophy. Some feel like kill for fun. What God is left for me?
Are there 2 vocalists on this part? It kind of sounded like it there for a minute. And now it's really muffled sounding.
They don't know I'm eternal.
That was track 7, Some Feel. I would actually really love to hear a current version of that song with the band members they have now and just like remastered and just have it sounding better. Because I really liked that track from especially like an instrumental point of view. The bass on that one was standing out and obviously the percussion I loved. And they were doing a lot with like the ambiance and the atmosphere of that one too. There was kind of some echoey parts with the vocals at times and I don't know, just a lot of fascinating stuff going on sonically with that one. But moving on to track 8, we have Killers Are Quiet. Okay, here comes that awesome kind of clangy, cold percussion that I love. There's these occasional whooshing sounds that'll come in. It's just interesting. It's, again, creating kind of like a certain atmosphere on this song.
Cycle of life and death supposedly.
Man, his voice even sounds like Corey a lot on this one. This one's definitely giving me some major Skin Ticket vibes. There's definitely a similar sound to this song. Now it almost sounds like the song is getting more muffled. It's almost like you're sinking underwater.
Beautiful language goes down. I write my own laws. With death I break.
That was awesome. Now they're just bringing all the energy right back. Now there's just some kind of random percussion they're throwing in. It almost sounds like someone breathing, like on a ventilator or something. Or maybe even breathing like with a scuba suit on. I said earlier it sounded like you were getting plunged underwater almost. Alright, and now we're back to just some industrial sounds, kind of like how this album started. Just all these clangy noises.
There's a dog loose in the wood.
There's a dog loose in the ward?
Dogfish rising. That's got a nice groove to it. Whole sniff scritchies.
This is just such a strange ending.
Who wrote these lyrics?
Yeah, who wrote these lyrics? That's a good question to be asking.
God smokes to me. Dogfish rising.
Yeah, I don't even know really what to say about this one. It's just like a bunch of kind of garbled talking and then a lot of industrial sounds and again, kind of like a clingy element to this one.
Back on fucking up. Dogfish rising. Quick, broke squeegee. Fucking that dogfish is dead.
It's just like total randomness. Even the lyrics are just nonsensical.
Applies the lotion on the skin.
Extra sweet, and crusty fuzzy nuts. Bye.
That was track 8, Killers Are Quiet, and I guess it had a little hidden track there at the end that was just kind of a bunch of craziness going on. But the main track, Killers Are Quiet, I actually loved. I really liked the atmosphere that they created on that one. It just had this really drawn out, haunted sound to it, like it slowly built up. And then when they brought the energy, it was just really impactful. And Anders' voice on Killers Are Quiet too actually reminded me a lot of Corey Taylor, even though they have very distinctly different voices. At times there's a similarity there for sure that I picked up on across this album. Alright, well that does it for my reaction to Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat, the debut studio album from Slipknot. A lot of you kept telling me to listen to this one down in the comments of my other Slipknot videos, and I'm very glad I did. This was really fun to check out. I loved how fun and jazzy and kind of groovy this album was at points, but then they brought so much industrialness and heaviness to their sound too. Just a lot of different stuff fused together. I will say that to me this project definitely sounded more like a demo than a full-length studio album. It just had kind of a lot of experimentation going on, and I can't say it was the most cohesive project necessarily. I would say Slipknot definitely found a sound that just works for them so well on their self-titled album. But yeah, it was definitely fun hearing like the earlier versions of Gently and Only One and Tattered and Torn, just super fun to listen to. But now that I've finally heard all of Slipknot's studio albums, including this first one, Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat, I might attempt a Slipknot album ranking in the near future, so definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, as usual, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.